Hello YouTube. As you know, I lowered my Taurus with some lowering springs from King Springs out of Australia. As you can see, the front end dropped pretty good. There's hardly any gap. And the rear is tucked in almost, if you can see right there. Okay, the top is actually almost there right there. Now, the problem is I decided to put a body kit on there, which includes some side skirts right there. And I measured the front and back, and even though this side settled pretty good, the back settled pretty good, the fronts of the car, if you measure from the rocker panel down on the front and the back, the front sits about a quarter of an inch taller than the back, which if you look at it from a distance, you can almost see like a front end rake with the front sitting a little higher. I contacted the company in Australia about the situation since it never settled and was never equal. He told me that since I put this on a 2007 Ford Taurus, it's going to sit a little higher because the springs were designed for the 1996 to 1998 Ford Taurus SHO, which had the dual overhead cam V8, which is heavier, which makes sense. Since I got the little V6 in here, it's lighter, so the front end will not sit down as low as if I had a V8 in it. So to fix this problem, I'm going to have to raise the back up a quarter of an inch. You will hardly notice it, but if you look at it from a distance, it'll be level. Now, what I'm going to do that is I took out these old clamps that I had in the garage. These are about probably 10, 12 years old. I had them on another car. And how this works is you get this. Okay, it's 9/16 bolts. Okay, I tightened these top up here, so this is fixed. This ain't going nowhere. Then you got these bolts right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide them on right here, and then I can back up on this, and it will open up. And it will open the springs a little bit, and in the process, it will raise the car. Since it's only a quarter of an inch, I'm barely going to have to do a little bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jack the car up. I'm going to put these in there. I'm probably going to tighten these all the way up till they're like close. Slide this on, put the clamp on, and then back this back out so I can move everything out. And I'm going to put two on each side. Each one got to be completely opposite of each other on the springs, so the compression will be right. And once I put everything on, open it up, I'll have to drop the car down, see how far it lined up or how far it raised up, and then make adjustments from here to there. So let's get it started. Now, as you see, I jacked the car up. I don't have to get it off the ground. I just needed to get it up enough where I can get in there. You see how it raised up the gap right here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the clamps in here. I'll put one on this side and one on this side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up probably about an inch on each side, make it even. And then I got to drop the car down and see how much gap I have. I just need about that much. I need to raise about that much, and then it'll be equal to the other side, to the front. And then after I get the height right, I go on the other side, jack the car up a little bit, and do the same thing. So let me get this bracket on here and look, we can start. Okay. Now that I got the clamps in, you can see I got one clamp on this side and one clamp on that side. Got to be across from each other. Okay, I open it up this far so I can see, and then I'm going to lower it and see how far I got to lift or lower it. If I drop it down to the quarter of an inch that I want, That'll be fine. If it's too high, I will back this up so it'll close this gap. If it's too low, I'm going to open it up wider to lift it up a little bit more. So I'm just going to drop this and see how it looks. Okay, I actually lucked out. This is exactly where I needed it. If you can see, I raised it up a 1/4 inch now. It's basically boom, boom. So I'm looking at maybe it's about yay much gap there. And I measured it from the rocker panel down, and I measured it over there, and it's even. So now the car is level. So technically, the front lowered 2 inches, and the back is now 2 inches. So we're equal. Okay, I'm gonna jack it back up. I'm just gonna tighten these because they're still loose. I got it where I want it. So I'm just gonna jack it up a little bit, get in there with a 9/16, and I'm just gonna tighten them so it'll lock into where I want it to stay. And then I'm gonna go on the other side and do the same thing. Okay, now we're on the passenger side. I did the same thing. I put the clamps in. I kind of guesstimated how far I had it spread out from the other side. And like I said, opposite sides. So it'll open up evenly and you won't have a stress on the springs. And now I'm going to lower the car down and see how far I got to adjust it. Okay, I nailed it. Okay, I'm going to have to, and I measured it from here to there, and it's equal. So now that gap is taken care of. Now the car is level. Now with this gap here, this is a 17. It has 225 50R 17 tires. My next thing I'm going to do, hopefully within the next 4 or 5 weeks, is get 18s instead of these 17s and put a taller tire that's actually going to take up that gap a little bit, a 1/4 inch taller. Now you can see that it's level. Next thing is going on this car is new wheels. Full body kit again, front, sides, and back. And these are 17s, 255 50R 17s tires. I'm going with 18s with a little taller tire. So it's actually going to take up that gap right there with the taller tire, front and back. It should look pretty good. Well, that takes care of that. Until the next video, I'll see you then.